Hey, hello, how are you guys? How are you? Oh, this thing is moving. All right, good. Hey, Tony, how you doing? Canton. Hey, Joe. Hola, Joe. Hey, Rael. How are you guys? How are you? How are you? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. Hola, Tocayo. Robert. Hey, boys, welcome back, my friend. We miss you. Nice you join us again. Hola, Alex. Hello, Sabrina. Hey, dudes. Hello, Sven. Hey, Sabrina. We were talking about you yesterday. I was talking with the coaches and the moderators about if I was receiving a lot of questions on these sessions, and I was talking about you like, well, you know, I received like very good questions about the trade management, the entry points, and how to create my thesis for the day. And you were on top of my mind with this question, so thank you for joining, thank you for being this active on the sessions. And please, 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 please keep the questions coming. All right. Hello, Ben, Deuce, Andy. Hello, Anne, Mr. Hans. Hey, Cuba. Hello, Kevin. Hello, Sina. All right, guys. So let's get started. So today I'm been tough weeks for you. I hope everything is okay. At least on the family and health. I know work sometimes it's something, and trading can be a challenge, but hope you have good health and your family is okay. All right, guys. So today I'm gonna start discovering everything with you because I didn't have time to prepare anything on the charts, but the indices. I like how we did this week with these small arrows here for indices, just showing you how the market structure is created and respected, and where we have our change of character. For example, here with the SPY opening to the downside, trying to fill this daily gap and coming for oh coming for okay right here. I was actually kind of expecting to go lower to the pre-market low, but it held nicely here, 602.50, and it reversed, and we had our change of character here around 950. We don't have we didn't have any 10 a.m. news or something, so this candle is just uh, noise. After we had this consolidation here above previous day high on both indices, boom, we started pushing higher, and with it, a few names have been pushing. So, did you take any trades? That's a very good question, and I didn't. I shared on Discord that I actually didn't find anything fitting my whole playbook. You know how my playbook is. I look for the indices to show me something out of the 5 minute opening range. And we don't have this break until 10:17, 10:16. But you will see the names were not doing anything. I had a good idea for Nvidia. I had a good idea for AMD. I had a very good idea for Amazon, but nothing happened. Nothing happened. And my trading window closes at 10:40. If I don't take a trade by 10:40, I just skip the day, and that's fine with me. I don't feel any FOMO. If nothing, if nothing matched my playbook, my entry model, that's fine. I don't care. It's it's okay. Next day. So here, guys. So as you can see, Apple Open came for this liquidity at previous day high, pre-market high, and then boom, it dropped to previous day close. This previous day close is 202.67, 202.67 here. I'm gonna talk about Microsoft, Mina. I was watching. You will see it's kind of the only play that it's on my chart. Uh, but I'm gonna explain why I didn't take Microsoft. But yes, I was watching Microsoft and I really like it. Just out of my playbook. So Apple again, it tried to rip, came for this liquidity drop to previous day close. It was chilling here on the 5 minute open range low. But look at all this consolidation until this break at 10:40. So I told you guys 10:40 it's my window, my trading window. So we actually didn't have nothing here. Nothing here until this. This is the only thing that I think it's worth my time. Let's use, oh, all right. Now, okay. Let's say this one here. Okay, so this is low of the day. So we have a break, displacement and retest, but look at this time. 10:58, that was out of my trading time, but I like this. I like this because people will ask me why you don't like all these consolidation and retest of this 5 minute opening range low. Well, you know the drill. What were the indices doing? They were pushing higher. They were actually in high of the day. Right here, look at this. This is the nicest retest. This is the nicest retest. What the indices were doing? Pushing higher, high of the day, above the opening price, above the 5 minutes opening range, above previous day high. So it was super bullish. So why I wouldn't take this? Just because it's very divergent than the indices. So the only actual show of weakness here, it's not this consolidation here because this is the previous day close. So this is not actual weakness. This is just price chilling right there. So this is the very first show of weakness here, the break of this low of the day, retest here. This is the only show of weakness. So guys, if you take something like this, look how clear this can be. So even if you took your trade here, your risk will be right here at the top of these candles. And well, look at this. If you were looking for, let's say, 201, 201 here, it's a 1 to 4.5 risk reward ratio trade. 201.50, look at this. 201.50, it was a 1 to 2.65, and to previous day low, well, this is a 1 to 6.2 risk reward ratio trade. So I'm not saying that you can be this ambitious, but if you were aiming to 201.50, look at this, 201.50, this is a 1 to 2.65 risk reward ratio trade. And if you enter to this trade, what do you have here, guys? Is this a lower high or I'm just dreaming? This is a lower high. So what are we expecting here? That's it. A lower low. And then a lower high. And then a lower low. And then a lower high. And then, well, you got the idea, right? You got the idea. So if you decided to take your trade right here on this break and retest of low of the day, look at this. You should be able to manage your trade all the way at least to this point, 201.15, or let's say to here. Let's say to here. And this alone was a 125.5 risk reward rated trade. Anyone took Apple today? Anyone took Apple today? Let me go to the chat. Okay. Hello, Dipti. Hey, Cuba. I'm watching on my mobile and it's difficult to write here. I posted some trades on the trade feedback channel. Would love to hear your opinion. Yes, I'll go there in the afternoon. Hello, Eileen. Princess Jen, are you able to share your rules for of your playbook? Yes, I try to be very vocal about it, Princess Jen. First, clear direction on the indices. Second, choosing a name that it's moving on the same direction. You know, the trend is your friend. Third, look for the one with the relative strength or the relative weakness. And four, look for the one with visual similar key level. So if you are waiting for, you know, like, okay, well, here, SPY just broke previous day high. What are you expecting here? Well, a pullback to previous day high and then continuation. Well, you should be looking for a name that needs to come back to a key level. It doesn't need to be the same thing like previous day high, but it can be pre-market high, 5 minute opening range high. So whatever it looks similar. That's pretty much my playbook. All right. And Neto, the box with the dashes, what does that indicate? That's the daily gap. That's the daily gap. This is the difference between previous day close. For example, here Apple closed yesterday 202.68, but today it opened here 203.51. So this gray dash box is the daily gap. Same thing here. Yesterday SPY closed 603.09, but today it opened here 604.18. So this is the daily gap, right? So this is the daily gap. Alex didn't catch anything either. Yeah. I like Alex. Alex is doing almost the same thing than me, but he looks at two different names. But he's pretty much into my system. Thank you, Alex, for trusting me. Hey, Mina. Eileen, you had a good setup for Palantir today. Okay, we will watch Palantir. Andy, indices still look bullish at the time, top. We don't trust Apple. we need a jersey, a t-shirt with "Don't trust Apple." Hey, Junior. Hola, Gabriel. Dipti, which indicator is showing you up arrow? This is not an indicator. This is just the drawing tool here. The drawing tool here. Arrow markup, arrow markdown. I'm just trying to give you more visual explanation of what I'm watching here. Andy, that entry 1058, Apple was falling with QQQ while QQQ was still climbing up. Yes. Yeah, that's what I was saying. So Apple was completely the opposite than both indices. As you can see right here on this break and retest of low of the day, SPY was on high of the day, the same than QQQ, and they were both slowly grinding up. Or well, not that slowly. Actually, they were just moving to the upside. So this is relative weakness, right? This is relative weakness. Even when with the indices moving up or moving higher, we had this break and retest of low of the day, and this is the move, the expected move for this kind of weakness, right? So, okay. Gabriel, I don't know about you guys, but today was a day where I didn't force anything. Well done. Well done. When you say relative strength, can you give an example? Yes. Yes, Anne. Let's wait for a different name. Let's move to AMD. AMD. Oh, what happened? Connect. Okay. I think I have, yeah, I have my trading view here on my other laptop. Okay, now it's okay, right here. Right. So AMD, same thing, same thing. It dropped on at the open, and it didn't drop like too crazy. It just reclaimed what it gave with this candle of the CPI 830. So it came here. This is the previous day close. Someone was asking about this dash box. So it opened here 124.44, but it closed yesterday here 123.25. So this is the daily gap. It just came here. It was this. It was this 5 minute open range low, but it actually never offered. It never offered a entry until this. This is the order block here. This is low of the day. This is low of the day. This is a little bit below the 5 minute open range low, a little bit below previous day close. So we have this break and retest of this order block here. I'm gonna extend this so you can actually watch here. This is an up closing candle on a downtrend. All right, this is the up closing candle in a downtrend. So we have this break and retest here, and what do you see in the indices? Divergence. They were grinding up, going higher, but this thing here was showing a lot of, well, not a lot of weakness, but look at this. It was just chilling around this pre-market low. It tried here to come, but if you wanted to take this, you wait for, what do you wait for? You wait for a break below this small consolidation here. So probably you can enter here. Your risk will be at the top of these candles here, or maybe this previous day close, but let's say the middle of that. And if you were aiming to this 122.16, what is this? This one to, yeah, okay. So this 122.16, let me show you what this is. This 122.16, it's these multiple touches on the daily chart. Multiple touches on the daily chart. This is a pivot low on the daily chart. Can you see here? 122.16 right here. So that was a very important key level here, but we already got this, right? So this is a break and retest, and you start trimming on low of the day. So this was your first target, all right? This was your first target here. And then you broke this level, and what's the next target? Well, what about this 121.50? 121.50 non-stop until 121.50. This is a 1 to 4.5 risk reward ratio trade. And look at this break. Retest here, 121.50. and last station of the train, previous day low, 126.7 risk reward ratio trade, and then it reverses. So it's gonna stay inside of previous day range. So as you can see here, it's just ranging on the previous day range. All right. So anyone took a trade like this? Anyone took a trade like this? Because let me tell you guys, if you were looking for something, I mean, this is the very first opportunity looking for weakness here on previous low of the day, break and retest here. But then you have, look at these opportunities here. This is a break and retest of what? This is the next low of the day. Oh, what's going on? Right, right here. This is low of the day. So you have another break, displacement, and retest right here. But now, what's going on with the indices? Now you can see here what's going on here. All right. And you can actually set your trend line here. All right. This is gonna be interesting. So right here, 11:46. I know it's super late on the day. It's super late on the day, but look at this. Break and retest of previous low of the day. And what was going on with the indices? Well, now they were showing weakness, and now they were showing market structure to the downside, right? Lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. So here, this is a second good entry here. You can actually have your entry right here on the candle closure here. You have your risk above these candles here, maybe the whole order block here, and you can aim here. Look at this. Well, if you have your risk just at the top of these candles here, this 121.50, it's a 1 to 2.3 risk reward ratio trade. But this is not the most important key level here. As you can see, this break, the next level here, it's this previous day low, 120.80. And this is, look at this. Even if you pull this risk all the way to here, this was a 1 to 4 something risk reward ratio trade. What do you think about this? Talk to me. Who took any AMD? Because you know I love AMD. It's just moving to the opposite side than my indices. But let me go to the chat. And we still don't have an example of relative strength. I'm going to show you in a minute. Okay, just give me 1 second. We will go to different names. How do you enter the trade on Webull? Do you use weekly market limit orders? Yeah. Well, I do use the next Friday expiration. So it's gonna be June the 13th. Friday the 13th. And I use market orders. Yeah, I don't use limit orders. I use market orders. Does that matter? Well, it does. If you are using limit orders, there could be the time where your orders are not filled, and it doesn't matter on your entries, but it does on your exits, because if you are trying to sell into strength, if it reverses like very quickly, your orders are not going to fill, so you will need to modify your order again, and you are losing seconds, and probably price just came back, right? um, Cuba, no question time. Does it make sense to look around the market for opportunities if nothing happens, or out of your main watch list? I don't do it. I only have well, guys, this is my watch list. I only have Amazon. Give it a second. I only have Amazon, Tesla, Nvidia, AMD. Well, now I have Palantir, but I usually have Apple here just for reference. And and here I have Microsoft. Uh, but let me take this out because I don't want Mina to watch it. I'm gonna show you later. But yeah, I mean that's the only thing I'm watching. And if there's no trade opportunities there, I'm not actively looking on different names because these are the names that I know like the back of my hand, and I don't want to start guessing on other names. Right? Um, Eileen, yeah, you actually need to have a main watch list. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The guys have their favorite tickers, mainly the Max 7. Newbies like us look at the lower price tickers. What kind? Well, Amazon, Nvidia, Apple, AMD, they do have like very cheap contracts. Like most of the times are around the $1, the $2. So that those are very affordable. Sina, moves are even more obvious these days on the 5 minute chart. Yes. Shouldn't we focus more on 5 minutes when the market is slow? Whatever your edge tells you, Sina. I mean, if you feel comfortable in the 5 minute, go for it. My style, my edge is on the 1 minute. I know sometimes it's kind of uh, frustrating looking at this kind of behavior here or this consolidation here. But that's how I know it works, and that's how it works for me. So whatever makes you feel comfortable. If you feel more comfortable going to the 5 minute, that's fine. I mean, you can. I'm sure you can find good opportunities there. Tocayo, thank you for showing me what I didn't see on this one. um, Palmavera, I wasn't on my setup when it play out. Yeah, yeah. Do you ever trade PM session? No, I'm done by 11 in the morning Eastern. I'm done. Mina. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't rewind the recording. Don't rewind the recording. I'm gonna show you. Just give me 1 second. All right. So this was the two different AMD plays that I watched here, and well, again, they were out of my trading time. I actually, well, I mean, you're not watching me every day, but today it was 10:40, and I just closed my chart and went to the kitchen to take breakfast. It's like, okay, well, it's that time where I couldn't find anything. I'm not forcing nothing, so I'm just making my day, and I close everything. So yeah, that's why I didn't see these ones. But let's go to the next one. Amazon here. Do you remember this white box here? I've been telling you guys, this is a supply demand flip zone on the daily chart. So this is very important now, right? So we have touches here, touches here, touches here, touches here, touches here, touches here, here, and we have been stuck here for 2 days. This is the second consecutive day stuck here, and probably we will come back, retest something like here around. I go like a retest of this 213 maybe. We will see. So again, here I was watching this trend line here. Finally broke this here. Change of character right here, 1037, 1040. I was actively looking for this thing to broke, having a retest here and maybe aim to pre-market high. But no, this previous day high has been a brick wall today. Look at rejection here, rejection here, rejection here. So again, if this doesn't want to go up, maybe it wants to go down. All right. So yeah. So here, because you can do the same thing that we did here. uh, Here, you can do it to the other side, right? If you are holding this trend line here and you finally broke, you can look for the break and retest like we did here. And maybe you don't take this, but you take this one here. This is a 1 to 1.8. Well, as you can see, you can actually pull this low and low and low. And yeah, right here, right here, it's a 1 to 2 reward ratio trade, but it actually went lower, right? It actually went lower. So yeah, so here, I mean, you can take your trade something like here. Yeah, right here, 215.94. This is a 1 to 2 point something risk reward ratio trade. And it struggled here, but what was happening here on this pullback here, on this pullback here, you can see the rejection on the trend line from the indices. You can see the rejection from the trend line on the indices. So can you watch how well this came here now? So just as the indices going down and down and down and down and down, and you are just following the indices. So maybe here, maybe here, yeah, look at this. Maybe here it's the retest of the previous day high on QQQ, and you say, well, let's see what happens here. So okay, so now it's breaking the trend line on QQQ. Now it's breaking the trend line on SPY. So here you cut your position. But look at this. It was a 1 to 3.9 here, 1 to 3.9 here, because this is the moment, this pullback here, right here, this is the moment where the indices start showing a change of character. Change of character. Can you see here, guys? Right. Amazon 215 is good break and retest on higher time frame. 215. I think it is. I think it is. I mean, it's a at least it's a round number, strike number, psych number. 215. I think it's a very good point for this retest here. So look at this. Yeah, I think it's going higher now. And the indices are going higher now. Yeah, I think this just came back for this liquidity. But again, until it's not out of this white box, I'm not taking anything on Amazon. Not even this intraday price action. Right? All right. So, okay. Um, Thanks for the answers. You're very welcome. I need to drop now. 2-year-old cute terrorist demands attention. I know. I know. Good luck, my friend. All right, let's go to the next one. Yeah. Guys, if you have kids, I mean, they are cute and everything until they start crying like crazy for no reason. All right, guys. So Nvidia here. Look at this. We have this break and retest of previous day close, and this green line it's previous week high. So it was rejecting this previous week high, but Also this 144 has been 144 144 144 here. Okay, can you see, is it this? Yeah, 144 here. Can you see how many touches? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So many touches right here, 144. So this 144, it's a strong key level on the daily chart. It's previous week high, and you are breaking down here. So you had, look at this, you had a nice break and retest of this key level here. It's previous day close, 144 key level, previous week high here, or daily key level, daily chart key level. So you have this nice break and retest of high of the day. I'm sorry, low of the day. This is 2 4 6 15 minute, yeah, 15-minute chart, 15-minute opening range here. So this is a lot of confluences to the downside. And guess what? The indices were telling you we're going lower. We're going lower. Can you see here? This exact candle here. Well, it's actually the next one. But I mean, this is your signal that they are going lower. They are going lower. Why? Because if market structure continues here, we have lower highs, and what's next? Lower lows. And that's what happened. Lower highs, and now lower lows. All right, so that's what happened on both indices. So here Nvidia was showing weakness, but remember, everything on the everything on the charts, everything on the charts, we're telling you about indices going higher. So this needs to be just a scalp. So here, if you enter on the candle closure of this rejection here, low of the day, 15-minute opening range, 15-minute opening range, 5-minute opening range, previous day close, rejection here, and you open your position right here on this candle below the body of the previous one, and you were aiming to this 143 here, key level, pre-market low. Well, this was a 1 to 2.4 risk reward ratio trade. But remember, guys, it was a scalp because everything was screaming going higher, right? Everything was screaming going higher. And right here, what happened on QQQ? Previous week high, 533.26. It's a key level on the 15-minute chart. And that's the reaction. That's exactly the reaction right here. And that's the beginning of the bounce. All right. So this you needed to be like easy trigger here because this was a scalp. And then forget about going lower. What's going on here? I'm going very visual today. I'm sorry, guys, if this shows crazy for you, but look at this. Higher highs, change of character, higher lows, higher highs. This is a higher low or equal low, higher highs, higher lows, and you know the drill, right? You know the drill. So if you were taking this price action to the upside, you could take a few different opportunities. For example, right here, 144 again. 144, it was the flip of the move. We had our break, and retest right here. And when would you like to enter for a long position here? So maybe on this candle here, actually, let's do this candle here, and you have your risk right at the 144 here, and you were looking for, if you were looking for, let's say, high of the day, did you got it? No, you didn't get it here. But if you had an, if you were looking for the 1 to 2 reward rate to trade, oh, you almost got it here. I mean, if you had your risk right at 144, this is a 1 to 1.96 risk reward rate to trade, with a few opportunities to actually take profits on here. All right. And it was unfortunate that this didn't work. But here, I mean, once you start looking at this market structure here, and indices pushing higher and higher and higher, well, this is a move that you could take. I don't like to use the lower levels as my step for long positions, because that's a bounce, and I don't use the top levels as my steps for going short. Those are rejections, so bounces and rejections. But if you were trading market structure here, this is something that you could take, and this is a 1 to 2 point. This is a 1 to 2 risk reward rate to trade, with a few opportunities here to take profits. And when you see all these rejections here, look at this. All these rejections here. What is this? Opening price. This is the opening price. Well, you start managing your position, right? And once you are here, maybe you were stop out on this candle here. I don't know. But you had a lot of opportunities here to take partials. Um, we were also on RSI 70 on Amazon this morning. I don't know what the RSI, how it works. Dude, how do you find the top of the zone, the middle of the zone, and the bottom of the zone? Essentially, how do you mark out the box on the daily chart? Okay. For example, for Nvidia, well, look at this. I mean, it's just a very congestionate zone, and usually I try to look for these pivots here. Look at this pivot here. It bounced from here. It it bounced from here. It bounced from here, but it rejected from here. It rejected from here. It rejected. It rejected from here. So maybe we can even, like, take this box to here. So it's just, I mean, it's just visual. It's just visual. I'm sure you were talking about this Amazon, but it's kind of the same thing. It's a just, I find a zone where we have multiple touches on the daily chart, and this is just a flip zone, right? This is a supply demand flip zone, and I mean, I don't know how to explain that. It's just, I'm going with the candles, and I'm just drawing, the top of the most touches and the bottom of the most touches, and I just try to find out this area here in order to be aware of what is this area doing and looking for reactions there. Okay, so uh, you will only have been interested in Nvidia after it broke above the 5 minute opening range. Yes, I was actually waiting for this 140, 145 or 144.99. This is a key level on the daily chart, This is also the 5 minute opening range. So yes, I will be only interested on this to break, retest, and continuation. That's what I'm looking on Nvidia. Um, yeah, and if you can ask me on Discord, or if anyone knows what the Discord user for Anne is, I can tag her with the videos we have on relative strength and relative weakness. Uh, Sabrina, trying to understand why you weren't interested on this one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Deuce, I think you answered it with pivot points on the daily chart, so I get it. All right, thank you. All right, yeah, yeah, Sabrina, I will be interested here because also my trading thesis for this one uh, on the pre-market prep was to hold this 145, to hold this 145. It's previous day, yeah, no, Monday highs. Uh, I'm looking for here. What about the 4 hour? Yeah. Look at this. Look at how many. This is 145. All right. This is 145. Look at how many touches of bodies and candles right here. Right here. Uh, uh, uh. Look how many touches of bodies and candles right here. 145. Look at this. All of these bodies here. Candles here, body here, candle here, body here, candle here. So this 145, it's super important for me because all of this congestion here. So if you don't break this 145, you are just still ranging below, and I'm not interested on this, all this noise. I mean, this is just intraday price action, but I'm not interested on this. All this for me, all this is just noise. It's probably, look at this. This is actually inside of the, oh sorry, this is actually inside of the previous day range. This 144.29, 141.53. So this is gonna be probable an inside of the previous day candle. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I'm very sure this is not looking good. I mean, I don't think this is gonna rip or dip, this dip. So yeah, so I'm not interested on Nvidia until we don't break, yeah, 145, 145. And Tesla, same thing with Tesla. I was interested in Tesla holding this 335, maybe breaking this 336. I actually had this. Look at this. This is a previous. Well, this is a key level on the 15-minute chart from a few days ago, like last week. So I'm just waiting for this to break this 335, 336. So I'm not interested on this. This is noise for me. This is noise for me. But I'm trying to show you here how price is behaving. So for example, here it tried to have higher highs, higher lows, but then it rejected today's opening price, and it just stayed here. It just stayed here. So this consolidation, I'm not interested in this noise. It will be super choppy trying something here. So yeah, I just not interested here. Anyone took Tesla trades today? No one? Yeah. Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, this is, there's nothing here for us. There's nothing here for us. Right. This is Microsoft. Mina, are you still there? Mina, are you still there? Okay, so I'm gonna explain two different plays that I watch on Microsoft, but I didn't take. And I will explain why. So the first thing that I watched on, yes, you're there. So the first play I watched on Microsoft was this. It broke the 5 minute opening range with it broke the 5 minute opening range, and we broke this, and we have this one candle rule, or this order block. This is a down closing candle on an uptrend. So I just draw this order block here, and I had this 472.80 is the previous day high reaction here. This pullback, I love this pullback here, and this retest of this order block here, I just love it because of this candle here. Look at this candle here. It's a small hammer, but not that small. It was a hammer. So buyers is stepping in on this dip. So if you open your position here and you were aiming, well, your risk was at the bottom of this candle, right? Your risk was at the bottom of this candle, and you were aiming to, let's say, this 473.34. This is previous week high. This is previous week high. This was a 1 to 3 risk reward ratio trade. If you were looking for high of the day, yeah, look, high of the day, it was a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio trade. But look how violent this candle was here. So you may not have time to trim your position here. So you went all the way up to this previous week high, and it was a 1 to 3 risk reward ratio trade. And that was the first play that I watched here. But you know the drill. What were the indices doing? They were low of the day. They were low of the day. And yes, that was the bounce. That this is a candle was the bounce. But you can't know by that time, right? You can know by that time. So this is why I didn't take this one. But I was watching it closely. Perfect time. It was 9:47. Uh, it was a nice rip from the very beginning of the market open. Break and retest of this 471.12 above this key level in the 15-minute chart, above the 5 minute opening range. This is the, yeah, this was a nice retest of this order block here. But well, indices were low of the day. Literally on this retesting candle, literally that was the bottom of the move on the indices. So that was why I didn't like this. So the next one was this break of this 472.80 that was previous day high. Also, it's the break of this high of the day, right? High of the day here. Yeah, high of the day here. So I love this flag here, retest here, and the other play that I was watching here. Not sure if Mina was looking this exact move here, but I like this break of this previous day high, this break of high of the day, this break of the 15-minute opening range, and this retest right here. So I will be opening my position right here in this candle, and my risk will be right here at the bottom of this candle here, or maybe the bottom of the candle that actually broke the bottom of the candle that actually broke the level. And I will be looking for a 1 to 2 reward ratio trade. It was, well, let's go 475 here. This actually worked. And you took previous day high retest. Yeah, like this one, this second one, right? This trade right here. What boy is saying, okay, but this one is the opposite of the indices, right? So no trade right here. Well, no, look at this. This is the change of character on SPY. It reclaimed the previous day high 603.47. It actually retested nicely that key level there. And right there, yes, it's consolidating, but it already had the change of character here, Boyd. Can you see here? Right here. This is the high. And right here, this is the change of character. This is a higher high. So here, I think this candle, yeah, right here, this candle is retesting this previous day high, 603.47. 603.47. And yes, it's consolidating around this area here, but it already had a change of character here, right? It already had a change of character here. So now you just change from bearish intraday price action to bullish intraday price action right here on this change of character here. Okay, so now, yes, I know. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I was talking about the first green arrow. Oh, yes. This one here. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yeah, this is why I wouldn't take this trade. Because, yes, it was a nice break and retest of this order block. Yeah, but, yeah, the indices were exactly at the very bottom of the move. Yeah. This is the same time Jack went long on SPY. Which one? Yeah. Right here, right? On this change of character, retesting this previous day high. Yeah, this is the time when he took longs. Right here, he take calls. I think he take like 605 or 606 calls. Oh well, he was taking futures, right? Yes. Yeah, but yeah. This is the exact time when everything changes, Boyd. This is the change of character here, right here. And even look at this. I mean, even you can take this one to the bodies, right here, to the bodies of this candle. So right here, this is the change of character here. And it was holding nicely this previous day high. And then, boom, it went to the upside all the way to 605. So yeah, right here, this is the change of character. So this changes the market sentiment. This changes the market direction. So once it flagged here, this is a bull flag, pull flag, and once it breaks this candle here, as you can see, this candle here, it's a 1009. This is the actual best place to enter this trade. But I mean, if you were just waiting for the first retest of this previous high of the day, retest of previous day high, this is a nice place to enter your trade. The only thing here, guys, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you. The only thing here is I'm not sure if I will set my stop loss like right here at the bottom of this candle or right here at the bottom of the candle that broke the level. because they were so close. I'm not super sure where I will have my stop loss. So, but even if I had it like here, I mean, if you are the one that just close your trade the second it closes this candle, if you waited like 2 seconds, you will have this candle here. I was watching closely this because I really like it. But right here, look at this. 1003, 1003, where you are in the indices, right at the middle of the 5 minute opening range. That's why I didn't like it. That's why I didn't like it. I know it's super bullish. Look at this. It's pushing higher, broke previous day high, held previous day high. You can tell me all of that, but indices were in the middle of the 5 minute opening range. That's why I didn't like Microsoft. And I know Mina is gonna tell me, oh, come on, chicken, say that you are a coward. And probably I will say I was a coward right here, but it just didn't fit my playbook. I like clear direction. I like clear direction on the indices, and I like to take a name on the same direction. This was on the same direction, but the trend was not clear for me on the indices. So that's why I didn't take this trade on Microsoft here. Um, Better be safe than sorry. Yeah, we have for people, Spanish speaking people, we have. I'm gonna try to translate this, but they say, uh, better here, yeah, better he run than better he fell here. Yeah, something like that. Like, más vale aquí corrió que aquí quedó. It's better to say here, yeah, here he started to run than here he just fall. Something like that. It's not as funny in English, but guys, in my language, in Spanish, I'm super funny. I'm sure about that. Sorry about not being that funny on English, but I'm trying harder. Okay, guys. So for this thing, meta, I mean, this thing meta here, I don't like anything here. You are not actually having good reactions here on the 5 minute opening range until this. But this was 1124. Yes, indices were starting to show a downtrend here. So again, if you want to use this weakness here, because as you can see here, yes, it broke the 5 minute opening range, but look at no reaction, no reaction right here. A second attempt, yes, it broke the 5 minute opening range, but what happened on the retest? No clear reaction. But this is a nice reaction out of the 5 minute opening range. This is a nice reaction out of the 5 minute opening range. So if you open your, even here, right? Even if you waited like this here, you have a clear risk right here. This is previous day close. And you were trying to find this low of the day. It's a 1 to 2 risk reward rate to trade. If you were looking for this pre-market low, it's a 1 to 2.6 risk reward rate to trade. If you were looking 698.50, 1 to 3.3, and well, I mean, you know how this works. Better safe than sorry. Palantir. Someone was asking about Palantir a few minutes ago. Let me go look for it. Who was asking for Palantir today? I don't know. Tesla. Yeah, well, I don't know. So here, guys, here The only valid entry model for me will be this one here. So this is a down close candle on an uptrend here. Also, this was high of the day, 5 minute opening range, 15 minute opening range. So this break and retest of this order block here, one candle rule, or I'm not sure how Tony says about this. This is the only entry model that I like. And what was happening on the indices? Yes, break and retest of previous high of the day, order block at high of the day, 5 minute opening range high on QQQ. So this was a nice entry here. And you will say, well, Neto, if that's a nice entry, why you don't take Palantir? And I have a confession right now. I have a confession right now. Look at this. Just to this 138, it was a 1 to 4 risk reward ratio trade. Even if you had, look at this. Let's say you had your risk at the bottom of the candle that broke this level here, and you had your target here 138. It was a 1 to almost 3 risk reward ratio trade. Why I don't take Palantir? I'm gonna tell you guys. I don't like to trade calls on all-time highs. I don't know why. It's it's not a proven edge. It's not something that I have on data, based on data. It's just I don't know. That's why I don't like. That's why I don't like to take trades to on the long side. Look at this candle here, 140. Yeah, 140. Yeah, it's just I don't like to take trades when it's on all-time highs. I prefer to short when you are in all-time highs. It's easier for me. Guys, I like better puts than calls. So I just don't like to take calls on all-time highs, and I think this is this is all-time highs, right? Yeah, this is all-time highs here. This is all-time highs here. And can you see if you took this? This is working nicely. This is working nicely here, guys. This is working nicely here. So this was the only entry that I like for Palantir. Again, it was a break and retest of high of the day on SPY or the block right here on this arrow here. And also it was a break and retest of high of the day, 5 and 15 minute opening range here on QQQ. So they both were going higher. So I like this entry here. Andy, I felt. Oh, okay. Well, Robert Tocayo took Palantir call 1025. 1025. All right. So this is a breakout trade. This is not a this is not a break and retest unless you are telling me like, okay, well, this is an immediate retest, but this is more like a breakout trade. And this is nice. I mean, the thing again, the thing is that you are taking a breakout into all-time highs, new all-time highs. That's I mean that's nice. That's nice. It's just different to my playbook. In meter retest and indices just above, yeah, you just took a breakout trade. That's aggressive, but that's fine. I mean that's just a different style than the break and retest. Boyd, but calling the first retest 936. Well, too early on the day. Too early on the day, but look at the indices. They were bouncing out of the 5 minute opening range. Where would you set your stop loss there, Boyd? If you take 936, yeah, let's assume you take 936 pre-market high, above previous day high, above opening price. You open your position here, 936. Where will you set your stop loss? 5 minute opening range? Low? I will set, look, for example, here, I will set my stop loss maybe here. And I would like to get high of the day. So I will be stop out on this candle here, 945. What do you think? Andy, I felt unsure about trading Palantir since it's all-time highs, so I don't see levels for taking profit. But Jack said it's a good thing because there are no levels acting as resistance. Yes. You know what? I mean, when you are on price discovery mode, there's a lot of people that they use Fibonacci levels. I don't know how to do it. And maybe I don't take this kind of trade because I mean, exactly. I don't know how to, I don't know how to set proper levels for, for goals or for targets. Both under the 5 minute opening range, I think. Yeah, well, I mean, something like something like here, right? Anyways, I mean, you will be stopped on the same candle, 945. Um, it was a nice entry there. For me, I don't like to trade in the first 10, 15 minutes. Uh, for being honest, I think this is. I'm thinking my answer here. Yes, you have. You are opening. Oh, sorry, you are opening to the upside. You have displacement here. Not too much, but you have displacement here. Retest pre-market high. Retest previous day high. So this candle here. You know what? Maybe it will be like a super good idea if the indices were on the top of the range. Like if the indices open like super bullish, maybe, because again, this is a very aggressive entry because it's inside of the 10 minutes, the first 10 minutes. So maybe if the indices were super bullish, I would say like, okay, well, yeah, maybe you got this, but I don't think this was just too aggressive. That's my opinion. Um, and that's it, guys. I mean, this is Google doing something very weird. Imagine you enter into a trade like here or like sla slowly grinding to the downside here. Well, but I mean, if you were holding this, oof, 177 here from, well, it's not that much, right? Well, 2 points, 2 points on Google. I don't know if someone trade Google. I don't know how much on your contracts premium. It's 2 points to the downside. Maybe it's a lot. I don't know. Uh, but yeah, I mean, the thing is that again, indices were going higher and higher and higher and higher and higher, and this is divergent, right? This is going lower and lower and lower and lower. But once you figure out that you are having lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower low. I mean, it, where do you think you already know where you are going? Like maybe here on this, maybe here on this break and retest of the 5 minute open range. Now you know you are going to the downside here. Something I like here. This is a 1 to 3 reward rated trade. But the real question is this, guys. I mean, when do you when do you identify that you are actually going lower? That you are actually going lower here or here? Maybe here, right? Maybe here when you look weakness on indices. Look at that drop. Look at that drop on the indices. But you can't know there. So even if you take this one here and you open your risk to here, but now you are aiming to the pre-market low. It's a 1 to 3 reward rated trade. Well, the thing, what I want you to think, what I want you to think is when you start trusting this trend line. Okay, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. How many touches on the trend line for you to actually say, okay, well, I'm taking this trade to the downside? When? If you were looking for some confluence on the indices, this is the right time here on this drop, right? 11 in the morning. I don't know. All right, guys. That's all for today. I'm not sure if you have any other question that I can help. Please let me know. I'm gonna give it a few seconds. Hey guys, I have another thing to say. I have another thing to say. I'm super excited because we are about to hit the 400 subscribers for the YouTube channel. 99% of the people, it's from the community on Discord, but I will thank you for eternity if you like the video and subscribe to the channel. I would like to have to reach this milestone today of the 400 subscribers. Please, 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 please like and subscribe. I'm gonna give you a few seconds. Sabrina, did you already subscribe to the channel? Please say yes. Please say yes. What is your question about Palantir? Aside from the tank, would you not be interested in entering 1059? 1059, 1059 here for Palantir? I don't know. Thank you, Pizza Boy. 959. I mean, maybe if you are considering like all these, like all these consolidation here, right? Like, I mean, you know that you're already breaking this consolidation, 1059, 1059, this one, 1059. 1059 here. I don't know. I don't think this is the weakest point to the downside. I will be waiting for, like a more powerful break and retest or more confirmation to the downside. I don't think this 1059 is doing. I mean, maybe, yeah, maybe if you are, like considering this is a retest of this, like kind of pivot here, and you were trying to do, but you will be stopped out like right here, right? Something like 1059, 1059, this one here. Because your risk will be something like this here. You don't want to be like all this, you don't want to have all this exposure. But if you did, I mean, you had a huge reward. The only thing it's a 1 to 2.2 risk reward ratio trade here. Ah, sorry, sorry. Palantir 1059. 1059. Because of this. Mm, maybe yes, Sabrina. And I'm saying maybe yes because I mean I know this was not super clear right here, but I mean failing to create new highs here, failing to create new highs here should give you a good, yeah, should give you a good, I mean, should give you some sort of idea. So if you waited like here, 1059, and what was happening on the indices? Well, I want to ask you something. I mean, you know that right here you are in all-time highs. And if you're taking a trade right here, it's because you know how Palantir moves. So I want to ask you, if you know that it moved from 133 to 139, is it a usual range? Is it a usual range? Or is it way more than a regular day? Because that's very important for you to understand. If this is a name that usually moves 1, 2, 3, 4 points, and now you just move 5, I'm not sure if this is gonna, like have a more expansion here. But this is what I mean when I tell you, this is what I mean when I tell you, you need to know your ticker as the back of your hand. You need to know how many points it's usual that they move on a day, how they react to like for example these. I mean, indices were moving higher, but how much higher they can move. And look at, it was 10:59, so it was already almost 11 in the morning. Is this a good trading time for this ticker? So answer for yourself all of these questions, Sabrina, and you will have a better answer than me if this was a good entry. Because I don't know how it moves Palantir, but this move from right here, 133.32 to here, 139, it looks like it's a lot for a day for Palantir. It's 6 points. It's like something like 4.5 or 5% in a day. So I just want you to ask the right questions. Is this an expected move? Is this a regular move? Or how would you think this is? This is a move that can, keep moving away to the upside. And also I want you to start watching at this. Once you can't make new highs on a name, wait for market structure to confirm that you are actually going higher or lower. Because here I know you may say, well, it was just this thing here. It was just this thing here. But now, I mean, you tried and failed to create a new high. So here, when with this, if you are watching closely this 1 minute time frame here, now you have lower lows, lower highs, and this is a lower low from this. I know it's at the 1 minute, but you need to be aware if this can break this previous high and maybe you know, come here and then move. So I know this is the 1 minute, and the 1 minute can't tell the whole story, but if you are trading on the 1 minute, you need to be aware of these changes of character or market structure shifts. All right. Um, okay. So that's all, guys. I still don't have 400 subscribers. Please click on the subscribe button, and I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Thank you very much for joining. Bye.